Join the conversation. Follow Jason on Twitter. And don't forget to visit the live show fan page on Facebook.
All that regulatory money, the $1.8 trillion a year that gets sucked out of your pocket and my pocket to pay for all the regulatory headache, this is right in there with it. But this is what's funny to me. Somebody was doing a sting operation on this woman. Now, forgive me. This is an unwed, unemployed mother of 6. This woman is already a burden on society, right? She is already a drain on our resources. And now, on top of it all, the woman's out there, maybe she's getting a little hustle. Maybe she figured out she liked to cook and she might be able to put a couple of extra bucks in her pocket by selling off some of the food that she made as being part of this group. And unfortunately, some guy we're probably paying $125,000 a year is sitting at a computer trying to figure out who's breaking the food laws and selling food to their neighbors. And now they're taking this woman to court, and she's decided, screw it. Yeah, try and put me in jail. And so now the government's going to be drained to prosecute her, more money down the drain. Then if she has to go to prison, guess what happens then? Now she's got to spend a year in jail or 6 months in jail. Guess what you got to do now? You got to feed her, you got to clothe her, you got to give her a shower.
Not to mention her 6 kids are now going to go into the system.
Well, yeah, they're already technically in the system, but yeah, now they're going to have to find somewhere else.
Foster home or something like that.
Foster home, somewhere. That's more money down the drain. Why? Because and again, this woman is, this district attorney, number one, it's a lie that she doesn't write the laws, she just enforces them, and the legislature has felt that this is a crime. District attorneys make judgments all the time on what to prosecute. They have massive caseloads, massive. Find yourself an attorney who works for the county attorney or district attorney's office. They are literally walking into court with guys with drug charges, felonies. And the first time they're looking at that guy's paperwork is during his court date. They're flipping it open, saying, okay, I see you're charged with possession and not having a tax stamp. And what else you got here? Oh, resisting arrest. Okay, let's see if we can plea. I say we plea down all these. You cop to the drug charge. It'd be 6 months in jail, and then you're out. Something like that. First time he looked at it, 5 minutes later, he's got to make a plea. He's got to try and close his case out. Why? Because he's got 100 more on his desk back there. And what is this district attorney doing? She is further exacerbating the massive caseload that she has on a poor woman whose crime is selling food she made at her house. Now, if she had made this up and taken it and just given it to somebody, no problem there. Apparently, that's not a health hazard. If she had made it up and she'd taken it to her local church and the church had auctioned it off in a raffle, which happens quite a bit, silent auction, which we do at our church all the time. Kids are having a big event or they're going to camp or something, and the next thing you know, I'm dropping $200 for brownies. That's just the way it works.
$200 for brownies. That only works in Colorado. It's those Colorado brownies, not Kansas brownies.
It's a way for me to, it's always nice to get a little something back. So if I know I'm going to donate to the kids, it's nice to get some brownies or something in return. But this is what I'm saying. So if we do that, completely fine. Nobody's coming after you. Completely acceptable. But heaven forbid you mix up a batch of your favorite food and somebody loves it so much that they want to pay you a couple of bucks to have you make them some. Now all of a sudden you're running a business out of your home and you don't have the proper license and inspections in order to be able to do that. The fact that they've gone after this woman is really only half of what makes me angry. What really, really makes me angry is the waste. That this is what we spend our time worrying about. That this is where the government, because you're paying all these guys' salaries. Every single one of these attorneys who works for the state or the county, every single one of these district attorneys, the legal fees, the courtroom fees, everything that goes on, you end up paying for. And I would expect them to use a little more prudence, a little more, I guess, discretion in deciding who they're going to prosecute and how they're going to enforce the law, because they had to go looking for this girl.
See, I would argue that they spent a lot of time thinking about this, because I guarantee you what this woman is supposed to be is a message to other people. And they're trying to find somebody that they could bring charges against, somebody that they can make an example out of, and somebody that wouldn't put up a fight. I mean, like you said, it's a single mom, doesn't have a lot of money. She's got 6 kids to take care of. She doesn't have time or money to fight the government against a case. And so they're probably trying to bring this against her so they can make a example out of her and show everybody else that, hey, you better get your permits, you better get your licensing, otherwise we're going to come after you and shut you down.
I just think I think whoever these are the kind of gutless. You know, you wonder why people despise cops and investigators and all this stuff. This is why. It's like, what are you doing? There's no real criminal out there that you can be hunting down. No, you got some pogue sitting behind a computer tapping on keys, trying to lure people in to cooking food out of their home and selling it to you. And then you're going to bring them up on charges, force them to cop to a plea so that you can send a message to everybody else around you. I mean, the very logic of that angers me. And it's one more sign of the abuse of power.